I know the world is saying, well, look at the system, but I don't see any reason why they should say that the South African legal system is bad. I don't think there's any basis for that. If one reads reports, articles, legal journals, I don't believe one can ever find a situation where there's a massive criticism. I mean, criticism of our legal system. We're open to the world. Obviously, far more than the case was during the apartheid. And I think there we could have been seriously criticised. But even then, you had judges who came out very, very strongly in favour of human rights. I mean, South Africa's constitution has to be probably one of the best in the world. Going on, there is corruption. But again, people go to court. Even people at the highest level are charged. I mean, Zuma has himself been charged. So not many countries where the president would be charged for criminal matters. I don't feel that will be a problem, personally, appearing in front of cameras. I think, it places obviously a lot of pressure on one, but on the other hand, it makes you prepare properly and ensure that you ask the right questions and get to the point quickly. So I think from that perspective, it's a good thing. But bearing in mind, I think that it needs to be done with sensitivity, and there may be witnesses that should not be televised, either prosecution or defence witnesses. I think they need to realise that it's quite traumatic for witnesses to testify in a normal court where there are only a few people watching. So, one's right to your privacy, I think, needs to be protected. One must believe that she's, got a long track record. She's experienced not only as a judge, but in other fields, that she should then be objective. This seems to be her last case, and the world is looking at her. So I think more than your usual case, people actually seeing her delivering or having to deliver judgment eventually, she's going to be very, very cautious. And even though in the past maybe she's handed down heavy sentences, but maybe they were justified ruling. But I think pretty much she's going to be careful and make sure it doesn't come out as if she's predisposed to in cases involving gender violence. I think she's kept back, and she's only interfered when necessary. I think she's been nice to everybody, friendly to everybody, and just making sure that everything runs correctly. With regard to cell phone conversations between Reva and Oscar, some of the discussions were regarded as sort of aggressive from Pistorius' angle. Other conversations were seen as loving, and I think not much must be made of that. And again, motive is not an element of the crime of murder. The ballistics, the firearm expert who testified, I think testified very well with regard to where the shots were grouped, which shot caused which injury. So how's he going to get past all of that? And then also his own version, which is also, I feel, a problem. So I think he's going to have to do some very, very good response, or he's going to have to present some very, very good responses